Hi guys, welcome back to BDI Resourcing's YouTube channel. My name is Liam, one of the recruiters here for the emergency medicine team. I'm going to talk everyone through the SELR process today. Okay, so first up, I'm going to talk you through the actual steps that are required to go through to achieve SELR in full. So first up, you have to attend a clinical interview like any other doctor would for any position in the NHS. This will just be an interview with the consultant panel to decide if you are applicable for a position within the hospital. After you've completed the clinical interview, you will then be asked back to come and do an SELR assessment interview. This will again be done with the clinical body, but it will also be done with HR. They will be assessing you on your English ability, so in all of the 4 subcomponents. You'll have your reading, your writing, your listening and your speaking. This is to see if you can actually match up to the level of English that is required to work at the NHS. After you've completed this part and you've been decided that it's acceptable to move forwards, they will then be completing an SELR assessment form. This is done by the clinical body again, and it will also be done by HR. What they will be doing is going through everything that is required from you to submit, whether that's supporting documents, maybe you've sat an OET in the past and you didn't pass, so they'll want to see what your scores were and if they match up to your English ability. Have you worked in an English speaking setting before and can you evidence anything in that side? Or have you maybe gone into some form of educational setting where you've been doing stuff in English and you can evidence that? For example, your MRChem studies can be used as supporting evidence. Once the form has been completed, this will then need to be signed off by the clinical lead, and he will then have to pass that on to the medical director to sign off as well. After both of these people have signed it off, it will then get submitted to the GMC. So both of the people signing it off have committed to agreeing that you are applicable for GMC registration, and they are agreeing to put their names forward with that. After the department have submitted it, you will then have to submit it yourself. So you'll have to submit it alongside your job offer as proof of employment. After all of this is done, you are then essentially waiting for the GMC to approve your application and put you on the GMC register. This whole process, from start to finish, can take 2 to 3 months as a minimum. We have had doctors who have waited up to 12 months for this process to be completed, and at the end of the 12 months, it could still be that you receive a no from the GMC and you are not applicable for SELR. This can lead to 12 months of wasted time where you could have potentially secured employment through other means. I'm going to compare that time frame now against the time frame of completing an English language test. So you've got the OET or the IELTS, IEL2 options for English language tests. Now you can sit these tests before you complete your MRChem exam because the test is valid for 2 years upon completion. So there's no reason you can't think about doing this maybe after your primary exam or after your intermediate whilst you're preparing for the OSCE exam. The Royal College of Emergency Medicine has stated that the minimum requirement expected for your English capabilities for doing the OSCE exam would be that matches up to your OET requirements as well. So we would expect that most doctors who are sitting the Royal College exams would be able to pass the OET or the IELTS, provided they put the study time in before sitting this exam. Now, when you do the OET, I understand that some doctors are a little bit apprehensive of paying money before sitting this exam. However, if you're willing to sit and study for this exam, there are lots of course options available on the GMC website. We've attached a link to this below, and it shows all of the different courses that are available in each different country that is sitting under the OET status. Now, if you study these courses for normally 4 weeks before sitting your OET exam, I'm sure you'll be very well prepared and very confident for that exam before you start. Most doctors that we have found that have done this route and have put the study in usually pass either first or second time of sitting. Now if you couple in with 4 weeks of studying with a weekend's worth of exams, that is a month to complete your English language and be ready to go for GMC once you've got your Royal College completed. So one reason that hospitals might use the SELR process is due to the fact that potentially they are in locations that IMGs haven't heard of. So they could be quite remote, they could be in small towns, could be away from the major cities. Might mean that they need to explore different ways of attracting doctors to come and join the hospital that they've not heard of before. Second reason that they may use the SELR process is because they are maybe slightly understaffed at the moment and they're looking for a high number of MRChem doctors to come in, and they have to explore a different avenue of how to get a vast number of doctors to come and join the department. Having the SELR process can be of assistance in that. They are able to attract another set of doctors that are looking in a different way. So to summarise, the SELR process is most applicable to doctors that are potentially dead set on a certain location. Maybe you've had friends go there and have gone through the SELR pathway in the past, and that's why you want to go and do SELR at that same hospital. Then yes, maybe SELR is for you. However, if you're a doctor that's looking to go somewhere specific, that's not necessarily done SELR in the past, then SELR isn't something that I would recommend for you. If you've got specific training requirements or certain salary expectations or just certain location expectations that are nothing to do with where your friends have gone in the past, then I would suggest that the OET or the IELTS is the best pathway for you. If you're just using the SELR as another way to get here and another way to find the means of getting a GMC registration, then I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend going along with one of the OET study pathways and committing 4 weeks of your time to studying as much as you can, and I'm sure you'll be able to get through the test with no problem at all. Thank you for watching our YouTube video today. If you have any further questions about the SELR process, or maybe you're currently in the middle of one at the moment and you'd like some further advice, do feel free to get in touch with us on apply@bdiresourcing.com. I'd be more than happy to take any questions that you have. Thank you.